Hello, everybody, and welcome to Life School 101 TV. We are so excited to be with you here on this first show of our new spring season. And I want to thank all of you for being a part of this show and wishing you a happy new year. And I am here with my awesome producer and co-host, Linda Carbonneau. Hi, Linda. How are you, darling?
Hi, everybody. I'm doing great. I'm really excited about this show with Annie. I'm really excited that you're writing about this stuff, and I think a lot of people will really be able to use the information that you've got. So I'm really excited, Annie, and I'm so grateful to you for writing about the subject, about cancer and all of that. So let's do some teaching. Let's go to Annie and see if Annie, could you a little bit talk about what it is that you do, the books and all that?
Thank you, Linda. First of all, I want to thank both of you for having me here on the show today. It's a real privilege and an honor. So, just wanted to dive in with what I do. Excuse me, it's morning here in Kelowna. So I have a program called Heal Your Life After Cancer, and I'm in the process of launching that. And I'm launching it with contributors who can speak to the topic of intimacy, finances, relationships, forgiveness, which is a key part of healing your life after cancer.
Yep.
And then the part that, like my biggest component that I offer, is how to reinvent yourself after a cancer diagnosis. And the way that I do that is first from the outside in, by using clothing, hairstyle, makeup, that kind of thing. So I'm really excited to be launching that.
I think that's great. And I love the way that you talk about the outside body, because that's something that I do now, which I didn't do. Right after I had cancer, I didn't do that. So, I'm further away behind, but I love that. And Mary, I know you had a question for Annie.
Well, Annie, I want to thank you so much for coming on to the show. When I met you, it was within last year that we met each other, and I was really connected. And one of the pieces that really became clear for me this last year was to start a place where people with cancer could come and get information and meet other people who have been through cancer treatment, who have been there, and who have also gone into remission or who are currently active. And I started the Empowered Through Cancer page, and it started because of a bunch of clients of mine that I've been working with for years who needed a platform to share their information. And I'm so grateful that you are a part of that core team, and that we together are creating this new entity, Empowered Through Cancer. This is such an amazing opportunity for us all, but you individually as a teacher, your voice and your story is so profound that I'm so grateful that I get to support you in this, and that we get to be a part of this new incredible possibility. So thank you, Annie, and thank you for being on the show today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary, because the gratitude is all mine.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, and I wanted to jump right in and see. So basically, I wanted to know if you had particular tools that we could use, say, if we're going through cancer, or if we're cancer survivors, or whatever it is. Like you talked about the hair and makeup thing, which I think is wonderful. And I wanted to see what other tools that you could help us with that.
Sure. Well, the process for the Heal Your Life After Cancer program is using a process that I use to overcome an incurable cancer diagnosis. And I call this process the adventure principle. And it's essentially seeing cancer as a journey rather than a death sentence. And it's really a sacred journey that you go on. And as with all journeys, there's some essentials that you need when you're embarking on a journey. And that is before you embark, you need your documentation in order. So you need the right passport. And then you need to be sure to travel light. So have the right amount of baggage, meaning let go of some old crap that you've been hanging on to that no longer serves you. And then when you get to the airport, you need to say the right destination to the ticketing agent. Because if you just are very general, if you just try it. If you go to the airport and you just say to the ticketing agent, I want to go to Italy. Well, that's not going to get you anywhere, is it? Because you need to know which specific airport to fly into, whether that's Venice or Rome or Florence or. And then beyond that, once you arrive once you in that unknown world, because it's really stepping out into the unknown, you need a roadmap to help you get to all those points of interest on the way, for the finances, for your relationships, for intimacy. And then the biggest piece of all is you need a mentor to help you guide you through all those steps.
And is
a
that
tour guide?
Yeah, is that something that you do? You're a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I've met a lot of people that had a lot of knowledge on cancer, and especially when I had cancer or whatever. But I've never heard it the way that you've said it, and it's like, And I think I've gone through this world through my experiences just to hear that, to hear that I can be beautiful whether I had cancer or not. I can be who I really want to be, and I strive for doing the things that I really like and want to do, and writing and drawing and doing the 2 shows that I've got. And it's so awesome that we can have a guest like you along with Mary, because you guys are connected. And this is why I wanted to do a show with Mary, too, because she does know awesome people like yourself, Annie. And I'm really grateful that you are sharing this. And really, we want to make sure that the viewers find out more about how you can be helpful to them and, things like that. So we'll make sure, because this is going to go on, Empower Through Cancer in Life School, and probably on the Walking Through Life, too. But so, Annie, when we're talking about this program, how long is the program and how does it work?
It takes 8 weeks, and I'm still putting together the contributors. Right now, I'm in a conversation with a woman here. I'm right now in Kelowna, BC. I don't know if you guys know where that is on the map. No,
Mary does. No,
okay.
You don't? Oh, I thought you said
I basically know where you are.
Okay.
I would need to get on a map to find your little town, though.
Well, because not a lot of people know where Kelowna, BC is, but it's quite a happening place. So I've connected with a woman here that does these amazing boudoir photo shoots, and it's such a transforming experience for those that are going through it. So this is one thing that I'd like to include in the program is a boudoir shoot as well. Yeah. And then I'm also gearing up to do a fashion event here in Kelowna, a Heal Your Life After Cancer fashion event, where cancer survivors share their stories in a how do you call that? In an empowering way as they walk the runway, wearing clothes that they have chosen for themselves that represent the reinvention that they are.
Oh,
so that's
so
what
beautiful.
I'm doing.
Oh boy, that's beautiful. I do fashion shows like twice a year here just to show myself off, and I love it. I do. It makes me feel so really good. Yeah, it makes me feel really good. It really counts when you love yourself, and
it so does.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Mary?
And then another key component, sorry to interrupt you, Linda.
It's okay.
Another key component is my sister. She does these really powerful numerology readings, and it's about knowing the numbers, like your divine numerology for your life, which really makes a profound impact on your life. Like you have all these great insights into who you came to be in this lifetime. So.
Wow.
Annie, one of the things that you and I've talked about before many times is that when you give people a mission, when you give people a purpose, that it starts to heal them. And I see it over and over again. Over the last 10 years, I have coached and counseled so many people who were in that cancer journey and the after cancer journey as well. And when we find that thing that really excites them, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go out and, start this huge new corporation, and you might, but it might be something as simple as getting into art or learning something new or going back to school. I know a lot of people who will take a class online that they can work on their own time or create something new in their life while this is happening. It's the nugget for the inspiration. I have one client that I'm working with on a global level while we're bringing her community, her books, her information globally. And each step we take, she feels better. And she calls me, she goes, you know what? I didn't believe you when you said it would feel better, but I really do. I've got something to do every morning. And we lose that purpose when we become terminally ill or when we end up with handicaps or different issues. And so I really want you to speak on a little bit on your journey, because you shared with me a story about when you were in chemo and about how you shifted your perspective, and you knew that moment that it shifted.
Yeah, well, I would have to back up and say the moment that it really shifted was right after I was just coming to in the hospital after undergoing intensive surgery to remove a cancerous tumor in my abdomen. And that day, my kids drove me to the hospital. We were playing, uplifting music on the way, and I was just so excited because I figured the surgeon would operate on me and the tumor would be gone and I could get on with my life. That's what I was envisioning as I was going into the hospital that morning. Well, you can imagine my shock when, I was just coming to in the recovery room. I barely, was cognizant, and I started to open up my eyes and I saw my surgeon standing next to my bedside, and my heart started to, get excited because I thought, she's here already. She probably can't wait to tell me, I'm good. I'm good to go. But, in my dazed stupor, I didn't realize she's got her arms folded and she's got this look on her face, So she started to open up her mouth and she began to say, I successfully removed your tumor, but your cancer has spread to the lymph and the upper aorta, and it's incurable. And, that was a moment that I'll never forget, because she just delivered me like it was a death sentence, really. And so I looked at her very intensely because, first of all, I didn't think who does that, for one thing. And then, so what I did was I just said, can you please repeat that? Because I just wanted to see if she had the guts to say that to my face again. And she did. She said, and it's incurable. And then with that, she turned around and walked out of the room and just left me with this new diagnosis. And, as you can imagine, there were some really not so nice words that came to mind. Would it be like, if it's okay, I'll share them with you, but if not, then I'll just keep them to myself. But there was a big, giant, fuck you. Nobody gets to tell me when I'm going to die. And that's not how this is going to end. So F you. You just wait and see, because I'm just going to blow your socks off with how this is going to end and what this is going to look like. So the next thing I did was I I asked for a nurse, and she came up to me, and I said, "Can you bring me a piece of paper and a pen? Because I need to write." And so here I was, just coming out of surgery, flat on my back in the hospital. And I just started to write about how my life was going to look like. I made a list. I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Right. One of them was writing a book, traveling, and as I look back, so many things on that list came true. But again, there I was without the resources, financial, physical, emotional, to pull off any of this. But that was the start of that life transforming event, because it really shifted my life in a new direction. So before you go hating on this oncologist, I want you to know that she really gave me a gift, because I needed that. I needed that shift. And she gave it to the right person, because, I knew what to do with it, basically.
Yeah, and that's another thing I was gonna ask you too, for somebody that's like found out like that, because that's the way I found out after surgery. And they were supposed to do just a telescopic, but it ended up being a full hysterectomy. And then I found out it was canceled like right afterwards. And I couldn't believe my emotion state was. I was mad at my doctor because I wasn't going to be able to have children. And the cancer stuff, I didn't even relate to that whatsoever at that moment, until he started going over things that we were going to have to do, to make sure that the cancer didn't spread or, isn't anywhere else. And then I started freaking out. But that's what I was wondering with you. Could you talk a little bit about what type of emotional feelings that you had after she said that, for a while after that? Was it devastating, and, or were you able to say, okay, this is the way it is and I'm going to be okay? Was it affecting you emotionally too?
Oh yeah, there were quite a few nights where I just couldn't sleep. You wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night, and you're feeling like your body is now your worst enemy. So it took me some time. It wasn't like I got all my ducks in a row after that event,
Mm-hmm.
But what came to me slowly, because I had been writing a book prior to that time. Like, if I could touch a little on the events that were leading up to this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why it was such a big shock as well, because I was embarking on a big dream, and I was so close. I could almost taste the dream. And so to hear, you're not going to make it, it was like, what?
Yeah.
So the dream was, I had this picture of starting this travel company that would take take women on life transforming tours to different places. And I had just come back earlier that spring in 2013 from a site inspection tour, first to Italy and then to Ireland. And I'd taken my 2 kids, and we started this travel company that we called Transform Travel. And, so we got back, and we're putting the wheels in motion, and we're gearing up to launch first some local experiences in Victoria, and then gearing up to these trips abroad. And in the process, I was also writing a book about the power, like the life transforming power of travel, and how you can embark on trips and really be intentional about them, so that they would just be a real shifting point where you can really start to change up your life. Mm-hmm. So as I was having these cold sweat, wake up in the middle of the night kind of moments, I kept thinking about, okay, well, I was trying to prove a point in this book that I was writing. What if what I was writing is the key to my overcoming cancer? Because I firmly believed that I could. So, those kinds of questions kind of unlock doors, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
What if? And then things start to shift. Yes, Mary, you got a question?
Well, and I I really believe in, I've had many moments where I've had that choice. I've had the choice, being so very ill. Do I want to stay or do I want to go?
Yeah.
Which one is it going to be? Because I knew in my soul, and also that profound memory, April 15th, 2005, I am going to walk again. I choose. That's it. That's the way it's happening. I'm getting out of this wheelchair. I'm going to move my body. I'm going to dance. I'm going to make love again. I'm going to be able to run. I'm going to be able to play. And it has to happen here. It has to start with this, and it has to start with the mindset. And I used to wear this Supergirl t-shirt, and I had a Supergirl t-shirt and a Supergirl hat. I still have the hat. And I wore it every single day to remind myself that I could do it. It's such a powerful and profound statement. When you are working with people, how do you help them get to that place of being ready to be the superhero of their own life? So Annie, I am so amazed because there's these powerful moments in our life, and I've had them many times where I knew I could die. And I had that choice to either make myself better or to choose to die. And I could feel it in every ounce of my being. There was a point when April 15th, 2005, I had to make the decision that something had to change, and my body was shutting down. I was in a wheelchair. I was bedbound. I could only move my right arm. And I chose at that moment that I was going to heal, that I was going to walk again, that I was going to dance, that I was going to be able to live my life fully, play with my kids again. And I did it because I made that choice. It started here, but it really has everything to do with here. Yeah. So how do you as a practitioner help people get to that moment where they choose to be the superhero of their own life?
Well, how I do that is I start, like I said, from the outside in, and this is your passport. You need to step into someone bigger than who you are, because who you are at this moment with, all the chaos that's going on in your life, who you are at that point in your life is not going to get you to this, big, beautiful life that you're dreaming of. You really need to reinvent yourself. And in the process of reinventing yourself, you're actually tapping into lost parts of yourself that you've pushed down in the meantime. But to do that, it feels like you're kind of acting out something that you're not, because it feels so foreign to you. But it's important to step into something bigger so that you can accomplish that bigger dream in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what, that was with me too, because I struggled with mental illness all my life. And it was somebody that said to me, you could achieve big things, but you got to, even if you don't believe or whatever, you got to fake the believing it until it becomes real. Yeah. And that worked for me. It was like, huh? So I imagined this wonderful girl that had this wonderful fashion, and beautiful hair and the whole 9 yards. They wanted to go out and play, whether it was kids or adults or whatever. And I've really become that person, and I love it. I really do love it, really. And I know we're just about out of time, Annie, so I want to make sure that you have an opportunity to say some more last words to the audience, plus give you a website and all that.
Okay. Last words I would leave with the audience: if you're going through a cancer diagnosis right now, it's so important to plan a big vision for your life. Don't just think of the here and now. If I get through this, or when I get through this, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Plan X, Y, and Z right now, because that's going to get you through. And then as for my website, it's healyourlifeaftercancer.com. Like I said, I'm putting together this program, so if you want to reach out to me and be on the wait list, my email information is Annie@healyourlifeaftercancer.com.
Great. And Mary?
Well, Annie, thank you so much for being on the show today and being a part of Empowered Through Cancer. I'm so grateful for you, and I hope that you'll come back on the show again and share more about your journey and how you help others through cancer. So thank you.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank everybody out there for watching. And I want to let you know, we are over 3,000 people strong on Empower Your Life Today. Or I'm sorry, we are over 3,000 people strong on Life School 101 TV, on Facebook, and we are so excited. And 250,000 of you came and visited us this week. And so we want to thank you for your participation. And Life School 101 TV is all about you. So thank you for being a part of it. And thank you, Linda.
Oh, you know what? I want to thank both of you. Mary, you've taught me so much, and Annie, just by talking to you today, you confirmed something to me, is that, you know, by choosing to live a very happy life and active life, you know, like producing shows and being a part of the community has changed my life. You know, I would love to do your program. I would love to do it. I'd like to find out more. You know, the whole 9 yards. You are such an inspiration to me to be able to help us with tools that we can achieve. And so it's always nice to have someone like you come on and give that hope in the dream, you know, and that we can dream, and, you know, we can achieve many things. So I do want to thank you for that. And echo Mary with saying, I hope you come back to the show. I think it would be a great fit for not only Life School 101, but also Walking Through Life, which is my other show. I think it would be great. So thank you so much, Annie, and bless you, really bless you for what you do. You know, it means a lot to me. And you too, Mary. I can't tell you how much of a great mentor you have been to me, you know, teaching me everything. And we're learning. Boy, we're all learning together, and I just love this. I really, really do. And for the viewers out there that are viewing Life School and Walking Through Life and Power Through Cancer and the rest of it, we are so honored to be able to have you to be a part of this. And I want to encourage you that if you have any questions for Mary or I, or even Annie or any of the other guests, please leave comments underneath the videos or underneath the posts that we have there. It would be great to hear from you guys, and, you know, let us know what you think. And if you have ideas for shows, that would be great too. So again, I want to say goodbye to both Annie and Mary. Love you.
Love you too.
Love you, everybody.
See you next time on Life School.
Bye.
My little girl, well, she means everything to me. She can lift me up, take me down. She can see inside of me, and I'm all rolled up inside her little arms tonight. There's no other place I'd rather be.